Hello, this is Deb Joy Smeak from Delight of My Art. Today we are doing our Sweet and Simple monthly card class video. This one is for June 2024 and it is called Pretty Peacock because it does feature that pretty color in all 6 of these cards this month. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so here are all 6 of the cards that we're doing this month, and they are 6 cards, 2 each of 3 different designs. However, I do like to make the 2 that are similar a little bit different. So the construction is the same on all of these, but maybe the pattern of the paper is different, like these, and then maybe some of the stamping a little bit is different, or the die cuts. But let's go ahead and get started. First of all, to do this class, we are using these 4 ink colors: Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, Lost Lagoon, and Pretty Peacock. I love all of these colors. This Pretty Peacock is in all 6 of these cards this month. And we're using 2 different stamp sets on these cards this time: Charming Duck Pond and Grateful Blessing. So I think that they work well together also, because we've got the little sprigs and flowers here, but you also have some beautiful sayings on both of those. So let's go ahead and get started. I have a packet here, and this is how you would receive your packet in the mail if you were to place an order with the host code here, and I'll go ahead and add that to the bottom of the screen. This was supposed to be through the end of June. However, I know we're into July and I've had kind of a busy month. So we're going to go ahead and extend that through Friday, which is the July 12th. Orderwithdeb.com. You can get the packet sent to you. It will actually be sent with a cardboard backing labeled with the title and the month, so that you can easily find this video and the tutorial in your email, and sent in a bubble mailer. And the mail sent to you. Having some internet trouble, so hopefully our picture will show up here. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm not going to use the supplies in this package because I want to send it to you. So I'll go ahead and take all the pieces out, tell you all the measurements, but if you are placing a purchase and getting the packet sent to you, I will send you a written tutorial via email. But all of you that are watching, you can watch along for free and take notes, but the measurements will not be written down anywhere. That is for the people that go ahead and participate in the class, but I will tell you all the measurements over the video anyway. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with this one that's in front here, the Hello Friend card. All of your pieces are stacked together in this bag, and all of your envelopes are at the back. So you do get envelopes in this class. We have 6 different envelopes here. And I'll go ahead and pull out the cards here. They're all stacked together. So these are the first 2 cards here. So we can put this stack to be looked at next. I'll just put that off camera here. And again, we'll have these cards here for reference. So I'll let you know all of the color names and the sizes and everything. Let's go ahead and take our host code down so we can see everything on our screen here. All right, so this is our Hello Friend card. This is a Lost Lagoon base that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So you just fold that in half to make these card bases. The Pretty Peacock layer here, that is the strip behind the DSP. You'll have 2 of those. This is 2 1/8 inch wide by 5.5 tall. And the interesting thing is about these pieces here, the circles and the rectangles here, this is smart card construction, I'll tell you, on my part. So these were actually leftover bits from the other cards here. So on this card, we had to cut a circle inside of a square of Pretty Peacock. This is that circle. I just used the piece that came out. So this is the deckled circles dies, and it is, I'm trying to find my measurements here. It's the 2 7/8 inch deckled circle that we used for this one. And this way we could use a 3x3 piece of paper back here. I'll get to that later. But the other piece here, this rectangle piece, is from the card base, because this is a Pretty Peacock card base. And you'll notice that we cut this panel from the card base here. And I did this for you already. So this piece is already stacked with your card for Hello Friend. But what I did was I cut that off of the front. So this is a, tall facing card, and we just cut that strip off. So that's 2 1/8 by 5 1/2. So I'm using the leftover pieces from the other cards on this card, and that's how we came up with these. So again, 2 1/8 by 5 1/2, and these circles are the deckled circles dies, 2 7/8 inch circles. We've got pieces of designer series paper. This one is from the Lily Pond Lane DSP. So it's got all these cute little lily pads on the back. This goes with that duck bundle. And then this one is the Perennial Lavender DSP. These are 2 inches wide by 5 1/2 tall. So they fit just perfectly on those Pretty Peacock strips, just like this. And then we have, of course, our, labeled with love punch. So I punched 2 white labels for you for the greeting here. You'll just stamp that right in the middle with the Pretty Peacock to match the circle there. And then we have different die cuts for each card. So actually these go with a different card. I just cut those. All right. So we've got all of our cute little pieces here. You'll just be putting those together like so. And actually in this same bag, you'll notice that there are 2 green lily pads. There are small pieces, and this is the only bag I had in this whole set. So those 2 lily pads actually go with a different card. I just wanted to make sure that it didn't get lost. So I put it in this little bag. So you'll just be using the frond here. I'm having trouble remembering the name of that. It's the cattail thing. And then you'll have 2 flowers here. So you'll just put all those together there. The label here is on dimensionals, and the flower here is on a mini dimensional. And in the inside, I have a lovely day. That is also in Pretty Peacock. And the width of this piece is 3 1/2 by 5 1/2 tall. So that mimics the width that you put here on the sides here. A little bit of a different take on that. So the die cut pieces here are from the Lily Pond Lane bundle, or the Charming Duck Pond bundle, excuse me. And then the die cuts here match the paper, the Perennial Lavender DSP over there. These are the painted lavender dies. So you'll just be sticking those behind your label that's on dimensionals. And this has the same stamp in the inside. So you can go ahead and use any of the stamps to decorate your envelopes in the inside as well. But that covers it for this whole card. I'll go ahead and stack these back together so the next person that places an order can get these pieces in the mail sent to them. So that is this stack. Let me know in the comments if you like these cards that I made. Now we'll go ahead and pull out our stack of cards here again, and we will get the next set, which is the Pretty Peacock set here. And I'll go ahead and stack this one back with the other ones. So the Pretty Peacock one here, it's already cut for you, like I said, with that notch out. And this is the front. So this is a Dutch door fold. So we'll get out the cards here. This is pretty cool. So you have the Dutch door fold here in the 2 different variations. I'll give you the directions for those as well. So we have the base. Again, it is 11 tall by 4 1/4 wide. We scored it at 5 1/2. And then I made sure to take out this panel, the top right, so that when you folded it, it folded just like that. So then we also have, this is pretty peacock. We also have a pretty peacock layer that will be the square, or the rectangle rather, on the front. And this one is 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. So that fits just nicely on there, and you'll just add adhesive to the bottom half of that as you add it to the front. But first you're going to add your designer series paper there. I'm just telling you the dimensions here. So that's that one. The white deckled piece on the front is the deckled rectangle dies. And this one is the 4 1/4 by 3. I think it's like the third largest or something. So that one's going to go on the front with your stamping. And then you have a plain white one on the inside right here. A little bit, it's probably about the same size. So this one is 4 1/4 by 3. So a little bit smaller. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. I'm not reading the right one. 4 1/4 by 3. Yes, it is. 4 1/4 by 3. Sorry. So that's the inside white piece. And then we have this extra little piece for the front. So after you do your stamping here, this one's all stamped in the Lost Lagoon color. So you're going to stamp your Such a Blessing in the bottom right hand corner of your deckled rectangle. And then you're going to either stamp 3 times the little leafy bit piece, and then put this piece, this cute little piece, whatever that is, on top. And then, or you will do the flower image from that stamp set and then stamp off the inside in the pretty in pink, and then do your second generation pink on the inside. You can see that's a little bit lighter. It does look good with the full strength, but I thought it was a little bit more delicate with the second generation one. The DSP that we're using here, again, is the same 2 sets of DSP that we used on the first 2 cards. This is the Lily Pond Lane DSP and the Perennial Lavender DSP. So the other sides are beautiful as well. So you can choose which side to use, but this is the size that I chose. So you kind of have more of a girly card and more of a manly card, but you want to tell everyone that they're such a blessing in your life, right? So those are those 2 cards. And so I would do this part first, is adding those pieces to the front, and then adding or doing your stamping and adding those layers there. Then your inside, you can do your stamping there. Again, this is the same color, the Lost Lagoon, Grateful for You. I actually cut my stamp. The I'm grateful for you, it says I'm grateful for you. And sometimes I'm sending, I have a family of 6. And sometimes I don't just want the card to be from me. So this is a photopolymer stamp set. I go ahead and cut in between some of my wording sometimes, because I can always put it back together on the block if I wanted to use the complete sentence, but it helps me to be able to have a little bit more versatility in my stamping if I cut it. You don't have to do that. You could always just ink up part of your stamp, but I find it easier just to cut it, and if I wanted to put it back together, it lines perfectly back up on the block. So I find cutting it hasn't made any bad effects for me at all. We also have a piece of linen thread here for the bow. There's a bow on the girlier one over here. I believe that's 11 inches. I can double check. It's something like 11 inches just to make a bow. So that's included in your kit here. And we also have the background pieces. So these are just 5 1/4 by 4, and it goes behind the sentiment piece in the inside. So that kind of pops out on the front here like that. So according to which one you're using, you'll use Pretty in Pink or the Crumb Cake one. So those are all the pieces for card number 2, the blessing cards. Look at all these little pieces stacked back together nicely for whoever's going to receive this one. Looks like I gave an extra inside piece. We don't need that. And here's our cattails, right? Are they cattails? I cannot think of that name for the life of me. Okay, so then here is card set number 3 with the ducks, and I love these ducks. They are going to be featured in our Delightful Card Club next month. So if you are on my card club, you will be getting a fun package to use with this stamp set. So you'll definitely want the Charming Duck Pond bundle. I've been talking about this one a lot. The paper is a darling. It is called Charming Duck Pond. No. Charming Duck Pond bundle, and the paper is called Lily Pond Lane, and the whole suite's called Lily Pond Lane. Anyway, it's really, really cute. So you'll get these 2 die cut pieces for the front in Granny Apple Green. And you have a thick white card base. This is just a regular size card base, half a sheet of cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So you get 2 card bases there. And you get those pieces here. See, this is where those little lily pads are from. The dies actually cut those out. And then you can just pop that back in there. It's just this middle piece here. So that's in that little bag from that other set. We have 2 little sentiment strips here. These are 1/2 inch wide by 1/2 inch tall by 4 inches wide. And you'll be stamping You Make Me Happy from that Charming Duck Pond stamp set in the peach pie ink. And here are those circles that we cut out to use on that first card. The squares here are, let's see, 3 3/4 inch squares. And then I cut out the 2 7/8 inch deckled circles from the middle. The reason I did this is because I wanted to be able to use this is 6 by 6 paper, the paper that goes with this. And to get 4 pieces out of 1 sheet, I needed to cut it 3 by 3, but with the dies that come with this, it's a little bit too small to fit behind this adorable little window that you get with the dies. So I thought, well, I'm going to remedy that by just creating a smaller window. It kind of creates this fun kind of tunnel effect, and then this one will fit just perfectly behind there now. So all of these pieces are a little bit different. You'll get one with a bunch of ducks swimming, and then the other one is a random, just a piece of scenery. So those will be different in each of the card packs, but they all are super cute. So that was my fix, and I think that this works really well, and it will stretch your paper as well if you were to purchase this bundle and create a bunch of cards with this too, because this little window is so cute, but the window is too big for 3 by 3. So yeah, this was my fix for that. So that, I think those are all the pieces. Because we are using a white card base, you don't need anything for the inside. So we just did, so here's the order that I did this in. I took this piece, and on the back, I just glued in the circle, right? You make sure that it's centered in there. So maybe just add a little bit of glue in the corners here, and then face it forward as you place it over the pretty peacock piece. Once you have that, you will put all of this on dimensionals. And then actually we can put dimensionals in the corner here and add this piece like that to make sure that that's not showing any white. So you'll put your dimensionals in the corners here, add your duck paper piece, and then once you have all of that, this will be up on dimensionals, right? So then you'll add dimensionals where this paper isn't, and then add that to the front like that. And then you'll be stamping your sentiment here, "You make me happy," in the peach pie ink right there, and then adding that to the bottom there. You can add your little sequins. The sequins I'm using actually on all of these cards are these adhesive backed sequins trio. You can use any embellishments that you want. The sequins are not included in your package, but again, you can use any that you have. So those are all of the pieces. Again, these little pieces of designer series paper are 3x3. And on the inside here, I just stamped this cute little duck because that's part of the set too. So "You make me happy." This card could be for any occasion, so I didn't want to put any sentiments on the inside, but the duck always goes with the front, right? And you could decorate your envelope the same way. So those are our 6 cards for the month of June. I hope you enjoyed those. Stay tuned and you can see more classes coming up. And I hope that you place an order in my online store and earn yourself a class packet here, again, through Friday the 12th. So here are all of the pieces for that card right there. So let's go ahead and stack those all back up with the envelopes. I will carefully put all of those back together into this bag and label it. We'll get all of the envelopes here. And we'll get out our cards again. So I hope that you enjoyed this class, and let me know in the comments, do you love Pretty Peacock as much as I do? Oops, and there's the host code again, and I'll go ahead and put my face back in there. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great one.